Hello everyone and welcome for the first time to Project 1 eSports. I'm BKXI in the commentary box for the first time this season, and alongside me, first time doing commentary with him, it is Orphan Drop aka Jackie Prez. So Jack, how are you today, mate?
Yeah, good mate. Great to be here for Project 1. Really exciting prospect here. I'm looking forward to this. Brands Hatch, great track, should provide some great racing, but let's see what happens here.
Yeah, so obviously a new name, a new server, a new YouTube channel, but it is still the same championship, round 7. Like Jack said, we are here at Brands Hatch. So we're here for the 30 lap feature race. It has an 8 lap tyre minimum, but I'll quickly run you through the grid order right now. Lunacy on pole for the first time this season, and Jack, huge bombshell announcement coming out during the week that he's actually parted way with Kennedy Motorsport, and this race weekend here at Brands Hatch, his final race weekend for Kennedy Motorsport, so that will indeed spice up the grid there. Ridwan rounding off the front row in P2, your championship leader, Curving Texas third, BCP in P4, Prying Stingray rounding out the top 5 in Stingray's return to the series after a few weeks out, Tim Mann in 6th, BKXI in 7th, the Smeg in 8th, the Stone Towel in 9th, Banana Josh rounding out the top 10. A bit of a disappointing qualifying by his own standards. Blocky Rex in 11th, Candy Kane in 12th, KD in 13th, Jamo in 14th, and Charles Leclerc 82 on debut in position 15. Jack, take us away at the lights.
Alright, as we build up to the lights, the revs start to rise, the cars will start to roar any tick now. Come on, stop leaving me hanging. Here we go. It's time to bring the action. Lights out. They're off. Lunacy gets a great start, followed by Ridwan, who will probably just try and tuck in Curving Texas in position 3. Everyone seems to have held position on the run up to turn 1. There's a little bit. Candy Cane's went wide just in the background there, so hard start for him. But Lunacy, does he hold off from Curving Texas? There's contact. But Lunacy's going to have the inside run.
Inside.
So, good start there. Pretty clean start from everyone. Ridwan's dropped a couple of positions there. Down into position 4 from P2 on the grid. Stingray running in 5th at the moment. It's going to try an audacious move, but Ridwan will put the elbows out. He's not letting him through. Now, BKXI has got the run on Prying Stingray. It's a horsepower shootout between the two of the cars that are the slowest in the straight line. But Stingray holds on. BK in position 5. Or he holds on from BK in P5. Tim running in 7th, the Smeg rounds out your top 8.
Yeah, so a relatively clean getaway. Unfortunately for Kane, though, he was caught up there at the exit of turn 1. Banana Cake Pie and Curving Texas moving their way up through the field nicely, rounding off the podium slots. There is BK and Stingray still duking it out side by side, the former teammates there. Stingray currently in the advantage there. We'll move back up towards the front as Lunacy will be leading this race after lap 1, and Jack, this is an uncharacteristically slow getaway and a slow start for Ridwan, who's actually lost 2 positions and he's down in the 4th.
Yeah, it is actually. We do know, however, that this SLS is what's been described as a boat around here by many of the drivers, well, all 3 FP Autosport drivers, including myself. I've sampled this car around here. It is an absolute boat, so he's going to have to wheel this thing as Stingray runs off just in the background there.
He's also dropped down to P6 off camera, so we missed that one, but now it looks like Tim might be trying to apply some pressure here and get past the BCPID driver.
Current P2 in the championship, Tim having a fantastic start to the season, and he is demonstrating it here. The top running Aston Martin here for Team Max Speed, so looks to try and get past the thing right here. Might be a tough tall order because we do know Lexus is quite good around here. Still not as good as the WRX, however, as Lunacy's demonstrating up front, defending champion. He's going to try and gap Curving Texas here, but interested to see where the other Kennedy Motorsport WRXs, how they go here, whether they benefit from the absolute speed of this WRX around Brands Hatch, which is so good in the corners.
Yeah, well, BK is actually one of the only drivers on the field who's elected to start on the soft compound of tyre. The only man in the top 5 to do so, as we believe that the optimal pitch strategy here, it's either going to be a 1-stop or a 2-stop, depending on what the drivers decide to go for there. As you see, BK, purple lap time there, fast lap of the race so far, so that just demonstrates, obviously he's been able to drop Prying Stingray, which not many men can say they've done. He's actually latched onto the back of the lead pack there.
Stone Tower, and Tim, for that matter, as well, having a bit of battle there. Tim running in 8th, Stone Tower running in at 9th. Then you got Banana
Smeggy in P8.
Smeggy in P8, sorry, but thank you for correcting me.
No worries, yeah, Smeggy in P8, and you know, Smeggy is someone who historically has been very strong around Brands Hatch, so seeing him qualifying 8th as well probably be a bit of a disappointment by his own standards, but we'll see how him and Tim can progress through the field at Aston Martin's home event, as Ripon's actually dropped down to 5th, so off camera again, BKXI using the tyres to his advantage, and he's moved up into 4th, so in the opening 2.5 laps, Jack, Ripon, he's dropped down to 5th.
Yeah, he has a tough start for the championship leader here, but we do know how good he is as a driver, so chances are he actually may outdrive his equipment here. Like, he is still the front-running FP Autosport car, as you got the other two rounding out your top 10, but I wouldn't discount Ripon just yet. This man has demonstrated time and time again this season he is not to be counted out.
Oh, obviously you can't count out Ripon in any race. We know the outright pace that he has, and I think obviously as well the medium tyres. Maybe the tyres aren't the temperature. Maybe the Mercedes doesn't feel too great on the mediums. Maybe it's just something with the FP Autosport car, because Banana Josh and Prezzo as well, like we mentioned, running in the lower half of the top 10 when we know that both of them can run a lot better than that. Looking a little bit back further down the field, the Stone Towel trying to get past Tim Ant. So now Tim's in 8th, but now the Stone Towel's in 8th.
Good job there, great pass there. You don't normally see passes done there, but it can be made if both cars do cooperate there. So good move by the Stone Towel. Good action on Tim Ant's part there as well, because he could have easily turned in on him, but decided not too early for that. We'll just settle into P9.
Oh, Banana Josh slightly off. KD with a bit of an off.
Also runs wide, drops down into 12th behind Blocky and Jamo on 13.
Yeah, a bit of a quiet one for the BMWs at the moment. Blocky being the lead at Beamer there, with Jamo on 13th, Kane in 14th, Charles Leclerc on his debut, the first ever driver, Jack, to represent Macau in Project 1 GT. As we've got back to the front pack now, and look at that, the top 5 all within the same shot, and you can see Stingray there in the background too. And you really look at it though, it looks like the Curving and Lunacy have split off there. BK going for a move on Banana, slight contact in the one.
He's touched him. He has touched him there, so that could have been interesting there, as Riplan's just going to take... He's going to take advantage of that. He will get past BK, you would assume, unless BK can hang it around the outside, which he has. Great driving from both men there, so... BK moves back up in the 4th, but he's lost a bit of touch from Banana Cake Pie there, so just might have to work a little bit harder here. It is critical for BK, however, that he makes the most of these soft tyres, because he's only going to have a certain amount of laps to make the most of them, and then he's going to have to go on the mediums, and he will probably struggle on the mediums, as is, I'd say everyone here will struggle on them in comparison to the softs.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Obviously, you can just tell by watching BK drive on track compared to everybody else around him that he looks a lot more comfortable, a lot more synced into the track, and I think that's part of it as to why he's been able to bring the fight to, you know, guys like Stingray and Ripwine, just some of the fastest guys that we have on offer. And Banana slightly wide there.
So he's lost a bit of touch there from Curving Texas. Now he just draws himself back into the clutches of BK. Can BK get a run up the hill here? Down into turn 1 and try and make a move this time cleanly as well.
Yeah, obviously tried it last time, didn't work. Tries to go around the outside maybe, but looks like he's going for a bit of a switchback now.
Switchback time, does he? Yes, he does. Can Banana Cake Pie hold on around the outside? No, he clears him. So BK up into third place. So great driving here from the Kennedy Motorsport team owner. He is driving the absolute wheels off that WRX. We know how good it is, but he is making the absolute most of it as Banana Cake Pie just a little bit Morse code there.
Yeah, so obviously the Subaru's off to a strong start there. Lunacy getting the lead, well, keeping the lead and running away with it. BK going from 7th to 3rd. Ripwine looking for a move down inside. He can't get it done.
That was tight. That was very tight there from Ridwan on Banana Cake Pie. Banana Cake Pie holds on. That brings Crying Stingray into this battle, and BK, as we know, as we know, Prying Stingray, one of the more aggressive guys, he'll go for a move on either one of these guys. He doesn't care if you're the fastest or your team owner for that matter.
Yeah, exactly. We know the pace, we know the aggression that Stingray possesses, and you know, a track as narrow as Brands Hatch, it hasn't stopped him in the past, and I don't expect it to stop him tonight. He's spent the last 2 weeks on the sidelines. It's cost him a lot of valuable championship points, and Stingray, he will be looking to try and claw some of that back. Banana and Ribwine side by side into turn 1. Banana Cake Pie down the inside. Ribwine, he's going to attempt a switch back there. Slight contact between the two. Ribwine going down the inside though. Some more contact between them. And Stingray.
That opens the door for Stingray. A little bit of a take slapper there. Can he clear Banana Cake Pie? Oh, Banana Cake Pie, hold on. Yeah, I don't really know. It's still open. The debate. No, Prying Stingray will get the position.
So Stingray up in the 5th, Banana Cake Pie the big loser there as he was in P4 before that. Ribwine and Stingray now getting past, so Banana, he's running in 6th, but he is the lowest ranked of all 3 BC PID Lexus cars, so a really strong start to this feature race from the 2 times team champions.
Yeah, it is. It is really good to see the Lexuses running back up front. We have criticised them a fair bit in the commentary box this season, mainly for their fuel consumption, but still, they are a good car when it gets the right track conditions. And it's demonstrating it here. It's a more than capable car against WRX around Brands Hatch. So it's great to see so many teams at different tracks just running up front and challenging and competing. So that's the beauty of Project 1 GT.
Exactly, it's just the whole premise of the championship, really. You don't really know who can contend each week. I mean, we've seen some races where Ribwine's run away with it, and now we look at this race, for example, and Ribwine, obviously P4, you can't say he's out of it by any means, because he's only probably about 2-3 seconds off the lead. But, you know, he doesn't look anywhere near as comfortable tonight as, let's say, Monza a few weeks ago when he built that massive lead at the start of that feature race.
Yeah, so, absolutely there. And you know what time it's coming up to, BK?
What time?
That would be minimum time, my friend. At the end of this lap, you can come into the pits and get rid of those mediums if you started on the mediums.
Exactly, or even the softs as well. 8 laps is the minimum, so if BK wants to end this great run early and jump onto the mediums, he can do so, but we'll pan down the field a little bit there as Smeggy. He's been able to drop Tim and Prezzo, who are still going at it. It looks like Banana Josh is going to try to tag along in the back of that, so Tim at P2 in the championship, like you mentioned earlier, Jack, heading into this one. And P8 is not somewhere where you want to be, especially when 2 of your championship rivals are running 1st and 2nd.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not ideal, but still, it's critical for him if he can just finish top 10, get some points, and just move on. Even though it is 8 laps into the race, it's still critical for him to get the best result he possibly can, just get bank points, move on. Even if the track doesn't suit your car, it is still critical for your championship just to be as consistent as you can, get the best result you can.
Smeg's in.
Yep, the Smeg is in. I just saw that out the corner of my eye, so
he's got to be 2-stopping them because the fuel won't last him 22 laps.
Yeah, I doubt you'd be able to make 20 odd laps. Yeah, there's no way you make 20 odd laps.
And he hasn't fueled fully.
He's committed to the 2-stop early, so he's not going to try and fuel save. He's committed early, so we'll see how that plays out. So he's the first of the front runners to commit to a 2-stop.
Yeah, well, you know, Jack, he was a little bit behind that pack for the top 6, so I reckon if you gave him an extra lap or so, he probably would have ended up catching Banana Cake Pie, who's actually fallen off the back of the pack completely. BK and Ridwan going back at it again for P3 there, as it looks like maybe BK soft tyres you look at the wear.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it looks like maybe the advantage is starting to go away for BK, but he has made the most of the advantage for sure, put himself up in a podium place, but now he really has to try and fend off Ridwan here. He
has here. I mean, he still will have a bit more pace than Ridwan in certain corners, but Ridwan will have arguably better tyres. So
yeah, exactly.
Interesting to see where the strengths and weaknesses as car one's in.
So I'm guessing he's probably trying to react to Smeg to try and to try and prevent a bit of an undercut there, but that also confirms that Lunacy is opting to do a two-stopper.
Two-stopper. Unless he somehow stretched 20 odd laps out of a tank, which I don't think he would.
And he's come out in P9.
Yeah, I think the Stone Tail and Banana Josh are also come in the pit line. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. Have I missed anything? No, I haven't.
Well, Banana Josh and
has.
KD, they're the ones you're looking for there.
Yep,
So KD actually jumping Banana Josh, so something must have happened in on that 69 car.
Yeah, he might have spun around there. I think might have just happened off camera there. So look, maybe a little moment, and he's had to pit with damage. So he's probably had to commit to the 2-stop when he wanted to do a 1-stop. Anyway, back to Ridwan and BK. Ridwan showing the nose, letting BK know he's there. Can he set up a pass, or is that WRX just too good? He's all over the back bumper here. He might just have to send it and just hope it sticks. I don't know about you, BK, but this is going to be a tough. Tough
Stingray a bit of a slide there. Saw the smoke popping up there, but yeah, Ridwan going down the inside now.
Done.
Up in the second.
Little bit of door-to-door contact, but nothing too serious. Great move there from Ridwan on BK. Now, can BK strike back, or are his tires just doing too
down
much?
the inside.
Yes, he can.
And Ridwan's going to go inside. BK covers it. Ridwan has no choice but to go around the outside. And now BK, using that inside line, holds on the P2. So Ridwan, he got off in the second temporarily. BK went not today. And now BKXI back up in the second. So really bringing the fight to the championship leader here.
Great bit of motor racing between those two drivers. A lot of respect shown. BK got the run. He didn't just he didn't settle for P3. He wanted P2 back. Great bit of aggression from both drivers there. Stingray, now he might fancy a chance if these two get into too much of a ding-dong battle here.
Yeah, exactly. These two are already holding each other up quite a fair bit. Stingray in a great position to capitalise and maybe even get 2 spots out of it.
Yeah, he would. So he'd be hoping that these two punt each other off, but with these two racing each other, I doubt that would happen. They're both pretty clean drivers. Can
exactly, these two.
Can he get the same move done into the final corner again? Is he close enough to make a move on BK here? No, not quite. He will try and get the run on the front straight. When I say straight, it's just curved a bit, but you get the picture.
I get the picture. Obviously, the Mercedes-Benz, fantastic in a straight line. The Subaru, fantastic everywhere else. When it comes to Brands Hatch, down the inside, Ridwan gets it done.
It's a late move, great stuff, and here comes Flying Stingray. He's gonna stick his nose in. Can he get it done? He's on the outside, he's on the wrong side of the road here. Can he get the move done on BK? You doubt it.
Oh!
No, and BK just squeezed him out a little bit, so good bit of racing there. He didn't lie down and accept his fate there from Stingray. He was like, nope, I'm feeding you some grass, mate. Better luck next time.
Yeah, exactly, BK. He hasn't got the podium yet this season. BKXI hasn't. He's actually the highest ranked driver in the Drivers' Championship yet to finish on the podium this season. So BK, he will be determined to get podium number 1 of season 4, and he doesn't want Stingray out there compromising that. He doesn't want Ridwan compromising that either.
Absolutely, Dan. We do know that the WRX also how good it is on fuel. So when he does come in, if he does make the 1 stop, he doesn't necessarily have to fill it if he goes for a while. But looking at this size, you'd assume he'd be in the next lap or so. And am I right?
Now,
yes, he's in this
coming
lap.
in now.
Trigger pull now.
So let's go back to the front then, because he's been in the lead for a while now. We haven't mentioned him at all. Curving Texas out in P1.
It's not that we don't. It's not that we don't love you, Curving. It's we don't love you. I'm just kidding, mate.
It's not that we don't love you. We just don't love you at all.
Yeah, mate. But no, he's had a quiet one here. Really, he's just quietly been in P2, and he did not follow Lunacy into the pits. So maybe he's trying the 1 stop here.
I think BCPID are looking for the 1 stop tonight because they would have reacted to Lunacy, surely. But all 3 of them to stay out. Same with Ridwan. Yes. So I think there's a clear divide there on who's going to 2 stop and who's going to 1 stop. And you can already tell Tim obviously hasn't pit yet, and Lunacy, who has pit, now he's on the soft compound tyre, and he's ready to push.
He's coming like a bat out of hell here in car 1, so he'll be wanting to get past Tim here pretty quickly, so he doesn't get trapped behind arguably slower cars. Really does not want to the key for his strategy here tonight is to just get clean air and get past cars whenever they're in your way as quickly as possible. That's all he has to do really for this strategy to work.
Yeah, because if all the guys ahead of Lunacy are only one stopping, that means Lunacy's actually provisionally in P6 and not in P1.
Yeah, that's true.
As
That's true.
Stingray's
Stingray, he's pulled the pin. He can get that
So
Lexus back 17 laps.
Let's get on board with Stingray, because obviously he was battling BKXI on track. We'll see if BK's undercut has prevailed. As it looks like they're putting some fuel in that Lexus.
He's going to have to absolutely fill his tank here, though. Because we know what the Lexus is like, so he needs to...
Oh, there he is. BK's already gone.
Oh, absolutely cleared him. But BK's on the mediums, Stingray will be on the softs, so he should be able to catch up to him pretty quickly, you'd think. So, the gap BK got from the less fuel has definitely helped, but I don't think it's a true representation on where they're at.
And you know what, Jack? In the first stint, obviously BKXI was the hunter, but I think now this battle between BK and Stingray, the hunter will become the hunted.
Absolutely, yeah. So he's going to have to fight for dear life here to hold on from Stingray, but interesting to see how it goes. Back to Lunacy, then
back to Lunacy, Smeg, one of them will go Smeg. We haven't spoken about Smeg much. We haven't spoken about Smeggy much, but he is P3 in the championship heading into this one. Obviously, though, with the pole position bonus points that Lunacy got, that actually relegates Smeg to P4 now in the championship, as those two were equal on points heading into this one. Ridwan's in the pits. Ridwan's in the pits.
Championship leaders in.
He's had to react to Stingray.
Yeah, runner-up last time out at the Nürburgring. And a fantastic battle with him and the Smeg.
Yeah, exactly. Now we just have to see where Ridwan comes out in comparison to BK and to Stingray.
Here he goes.
Let's see. There's KD. And there's BK's Ridwan right there. So the overcuts work for Ridwan.
Yeah, now he's on the softs. He'll be able to go as hard as he wants, but bear in mind he still does have to make these tyres last to the end, because if he was doing the two-stop, he would have pitted a lot earlier than now. So this is about the window for the one stop to really kick in. The two-stoppers have already, or arguably they've already pitted. Your one-stoppers will be coming in the next lap.
Yeah, we've reached the halfway point, so these guys on the mediums, they might want to stretch it a little bit longer so that they don't have to wear the soft tyres out as much. But yeah, Jack, like you pointed out, we're nearing that point where the one-stoppers are going to make their mark. I believe Stingray and Ridwan are a bunch of that group there, but Banana Cake Pie making a slight mistake there, and now Lunacy, in his last week as a Kennedy Motorsport driver, all over the back of him. And this is the P2.
On here, so does that signal that Banana Cake Pie is coming into the pits here just
to
Lunacy? Yes. And Banana Cake Pie is in, so he chucked the hazards on just to warn Lunacy. Hey, mate, I'm coming in. Don't ram me, alright?
Yeah, so Lunacy's got the clean air, and now he's got the race lead. And he's still a relatively fresh, soft compound tyre, but Curving Texas is the one we've got to watch out for, because we need to see where he comes out in comparison to the likes of Ridwan, BK, and Stingray.
Yeah,
obviously, he had a nice gap. Well, there's Ridwan. Ridwan's already gone. And there's BK. He's behind them all.
Curving Texas, running long, has that cost him a chance at a possible victory here?
He's lost a lot of places there. Stingray down the inside.
Yeah, it was inevitable. It was inevitable there that Stingray would be able to get back past BK.
And Ridwan's up in the sixth too.
Oh dear, Curving Texas, he may have cocked this one up a little, but that's racing for you.
Stayed out a little bit too long, had to put a little bit extra fuel in the car than everyone else, and yeah, it's cost him a few positions, but now he should have the freshest tyres in this pack.
He will have that advantage of the fresher tyres, but still, it's a lot of track position to gain on someone like Ridwan, even with a car that's arguably pretty good around here, and a car that's, well, it's a boat. So, Curving Texas, it's an interesting strategy here, but interesting to see how this one plays out. I don't know. I'm not sold on this strategy from Curving, but hell, he might know something that I don't.
Yeah, well, we already know on the team radio that Curving he's not happy about with the BCPOD strategy team there, obviously, because he's fallen behind. Oh, that was KD. That was KD.
KD is off, and Lockie's in the pits in the background as well there, just sort of out of the corner of my eye. Back to Curving Texas. Oh, he's right on BK here. BK will be, I'd say, inclined to let him go. Doesn't really want to get caught up in too much of a fight.
And curving down the inside there. BK slightly wide there, but Curving Texas up in the 7th.
Yeah, I was about to say BK was. I thought he was just letting him through there. No, he just made a mistake and ran wide. So I like it there for BK, but it was probably the best thing to do, just not hold him up and just let him get on with it, because it was going to hurt him more in the long run. Now, can Curving Texas catch his BCPRD teammate in Prying Stingray? That is the question here. But
yeah, well, Stingray has a lighter car, but Curving has fresher tyres.
I'll go fresher tyres any day of the week, me personally.
Well, we'll see what happens there. As we'll go back up to the top of the order now with Lunacy. He's really checked out here, but as you see there, lap 16, he set the fast lap of the race. He didn't set the fast lap of the race that time, but the point still stands. He is checked out. He is leading the 2 stoppers. He still has to make 1 more pit stop in this feature race. He will not be able to get the field to last to the end, and that goes with the Smeg in P2 also. So we'll need to see how Smeg, another contender for that P2 championship battle, currently 4th in the championship. We need to see how Smeg will go as well. The Stone Towel yet to make a pit stop, running on the podium.
Yeah, so he's really stretched out that SLS. So we do know that he does short shift, really gets the fuel mileage out of that car. So he's playing a bit of a fuel mileage game here. He wants to do as little laps on the soft tyres as possible, so we can have fresher tyres to go after everyone. Yeah, and a lighter car for that matter. Bernardo Joshi is
fantastic. Got him. Josh
forced to do a 2-stopper after an earlier mistake. So
yeah,
he will have to make 1 more pit stop, but he will have a lighter car, obviously.
And then Ridwan in 5th. He is the lead driver. Oh, I would say the lead driver of the 1 stops. I mean, Prezzo, he actually hasn't stopped yet, but he is planning that 1 stop. His pace has dropped off in the back end of this stint, though. I think he is the only driver yet to pit. So we'll see when he pulls that plug. As Bernardo Josh! Slight mistake there. I think the soft tyres may be getting the best of him.
Yeah, and he's running a little low on fuel there. 3 FP Autosport cars, line astern there, but I reckon the Stone Tower will probably be in, if not this lap, the next.
Yeah, he is. And Bernardo Josh follows. Well. So 2 FP Autosport cars in, and that clears up Ridwan 2 free places on his teammates, and now he is in the podium places. Stingray not far behind, who gets the fastest lap of the race while doing so. Curving Texas, the Season 1 Drivers' Champion, hunting them both down in position number 5.
Yeah, he is. So he's got the freshest tyres pretty much out of a lot of them, well, in terms of Ridwan and Stingray. So you'd argue you might be able to catch up to Stingray. Ridwan will be a tall order, but whenever Lunacy comes into the pits, he'll be going very fast, and it'll take a bit of an effort to get back to Ridwan, you reckon, but we do know how good that WRX is, BK. It's a fantastic car around here. We keep mentioning it because it's just so good.
Yeah, exactly, and Lunacy has, without a doubt, looked like the fastest driver all day. He's led majority of this race when he's made the same amount of pit stops as the drivers around him. And it will be interesting to see when Lunacy decides to bring his car into the pits, and it's right now. So now it's crunch time. And it's also, will the Smeg react? It looks like he is.
Smeg is
reacting. Yes, there you go.
Now, he doesn't need to fill it. He just needs to get enough fuel to get home. So he will have
Ridwan's driven past.
Yep. He'll have a light enough car. So is Curving Texas. Here we go. Here's the rejoin. This is critical. Can he get
P4?
Curving's got him. So he's in 4th, but he's got real fresh tyres now, and he's got...
Oh, yellow Stingray!
Stingray, we just missed that! That's it, he's done. Race over. Well, pretty much race over for Prying Stingray. That is hard luck.
And Smeg now as well, he did come out in P8, he's going to battle Banana now for 6th. So Smeg has a little bit of traffic to deal with, and now Lunacy has free reign to attack Curving Texas for P2.
I can't believe Stingray's just done that. That's hard luck for him.
Yeah, Prying Stingray set for a he was looking good, very good for a podium in his return race after a few weeks out, and now he's in the wall, and he's going to be towards the back in this race. But I suppose you got to take a positive from a negative. At least Stingray will be towards the front in the sprint race grid.
Yeah, he will. So I mean, hard luck for him in the feature, but he will have a great opportunity, you'd argue, in the sprint race to pretty much just dominate, really.
Yeah, the opportunity's there, but obviously it does depend on where Stingray finishes. But one thing we need to focus on now, Jack, 10 laps to go, and you can just see right there Lunacy right behind Curving Texas. Both these drivers, former drivers champions, as they lap Candy Cane. 10 laps to go. Can Lunacy get past Curving?
Yeah.
As BK's in the pits as well, so he's opting for his second stop.
Yeah, I'm putting my money here on Lunacy to get past BK. BK? Why did I just say that?
Well, he's already past BK, so...
Well, he is already past him, that's correct, but no, my money's on him to get past Curving Texas here on the fresh tyres. My main question is, can he get back to Ridwan to win this race?
Yeah, that will be a good point. Lunacy's tyres, I believe they're about 5 or 6 laps younger than Ridwan's, maybe even older than that. I don't actually remember what lap Ridwan decided to peel into the pits, but Curving defending the inside. Will Lunacy go for it?
He might just try. He'll tuck back under his rear wing, try and get a run through the back half of his circuit, and maybe just set up a move into turn 1. That's probably what he's going to have to try and do now for the rest of this lap. Just stay under the rear wing of that Lexus, get a run, and shoot past him. If you can.
Well, we spoke about the power deficit earlier, the Subaru has compared to all the other cars on the grid. The power deficit is at its smallest when you compare the Subaru to the Lexus. So, in terms of this battle, Lunacy won't be as disadvantaged as what he would be if he was trying to catch up and overtake Ridwan. So, that is a slight positive there for Lunacy, but obviously, still got to get the job done on track.
Yeah, absolutely true there. So, he just couldn't quite get a run through there. So, pretty much the back half of that circuit. So, he's going to have to just try and close up to Curving. There's a few braking zones here that he can where he can maximise the most of these tyres and the braking performance of his car to close up to Curving so we can get enough of a run. So this part of the lap is critical for setting up a pass in the latter stages of the lap because of all the braking zones that you've got. There's a couple of hard braking zones that you can really close up to him as he's right under that rear wing of that Lexus now. BK?
Yeah, he's pushing real hard, Lunacy is. He knows he needs to get past Curving as soon as possible so he can focus on pushing to try and catch Ridwan for that race win. And you know, Lunacy, he hasn't won a race since Laguna Seca in Season 3. He's yet to get a race win in his championship defence. So, Lunacy will really be looking for a race win here at Brands Hatch, especially at such a track where Lunacy has such a pace advantage over the rest of the field.
Oh, absolutely. Now, can he get a run on the Curving Texas? Through here, onto the main straight. He's closer than he was last lap, but is he quite close enough? That is the key. He's hard under brakes into the final corner. Can he get close enough? He's closer than he was. Did he get a good enough of an exit? Oh, I don't reckon he did.
No, he didn't.
No. Now, can he set up a move here? Does he send it from that far back? No, he doesn't. He still is right under that rear wing of that Lexus, though. He just can't quite get past or just get enough of a run to get past him here. That's one of the frustrating things here.
Yeah, it is one of the problems at Brands Hatch. The track just isn't wide enough. We'll do a quick pace check there. And in that last lap, Lunacy gained 4/10 on Ridwan and will quickly pop to the live timing. So it's about a 4-second gap between Ridwan and Lunacy. Oh, Charles Leclerc is off. But he already is a lap down anyway, so I suppose that isn't the worst thing in the world, you know, see a car you're about to lap off the track, but yeah, so...
I mean, it's not ideal, but still, I mean, it's better than being on the racing line there. Back to Lunacy and Curving.
Exactly.
Now he's closer. Much closer now. Does he have a... Yeah, he's going to try and get the run here. He should be able to.
Oh, testing the rally capabilities there.
I know Subaru make great rally cars, but maybe now's not the time to test how good it is in a GT3 car. Anyway, yeah, he's still not close enough. Just can't get within tucked under that rear wing going into a braking zone.
Yeah, Lunacy's doing a great job of keeping up with Curving, but he just can't find an opportunity anywhere. He's trying to make some, but it just isn't. The opportunities aren't presenting themselves. And I mean, we can have another quick look at the live timing there. Yeah, and I mean, they're not gaining time on Ridwan either.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing here for Lunacy. He spent at least I'd argue a lap too long behind Curving Texas here.
Yeah, it really depends on if he can get past Curving, but he's going for it now.
He's on the wrong side of the road though, so that is a bit of a problem, but he got the run, but he was just on the wrong side of the road. Now, tuck under that rear wing, set it up, get it up, flick it back, here he goes.
Down the inside.
Yes, good
Great
move.
overtake.
Great move. Now can Curving get him back, or are his tyres just too short? Yes. I think they're just a bit too short to get back past Lunacy here, but he held on to him just for... Stuck behind him for too long there, Lunacy, unfortunately. Just couldn't get enough of a run to get past him. I know it probably wasn't enough space, enough of a run to get there, but he has got him now. He's got 6 laps to go after Ridwan here.
6 laps to catch down 4.8 seconds. That gap in the last 2 laps, he's lost a second, but now he needs to gain almost a second a lap on Ridwan.
Yeah, he does, and he will be at a significant deficit here because he's in no toe. He doesn't have a toe here down the straights and that, so he won't be able to close up straights as Ridwan. There's nothing but clear track ahead of him.
Yeah, look at that tyre. Look at the tyre wear difference though. So Ridwan might have a slightly lighter car, but Lunacy does have the freshest rubber out of this top 3. Remember, Ridwan with the 1-stop, Lunacy with the 2-stop. So Lunacy, we're expecting him to be quicker, and you can already see the gap he's building to Curving Texas.
Yeah, it's a good thing he got him there. If he was stuck behind him I would argue one more lap, race over. There was no
Game
chance
over.
He was going to get to Ridwan. Now, he has a chance now. He does have a chance.
Exactly, he does have a chance, but you know what, Jack? We've really paid too much attention. So we'll go look at the rest of the field there. Smeggy running in a bit of a quiet P4. Obviously, he's doing 2-stop as well. Maybe he can find the pace within himself to try and catch up to Curving Texas. Maybe Smeggy can sneak a podium here after winning last time out the Nürburgring. Banana Cake Pie in 5th. Holding off Tim Ed in 6th, so this could be a battle of the watch between Banana and Tim, the 2 former BC PRD teammates.
Yeah, the question here for Tim is, does he try and get a move done on Banana Cake Pie to get more points, or does he just settle for, 6th? That's probably the best I could do. I'll just take that, and just move on to the sprint race where he can try and claw back some points. Don't tell. In 7th.
Yeah, with BK not far behind in 8th either. Obviously, ever since he decided to go for that 2-stop, BK's been really quiet and he's really turned into a non-factor, which is a bit unfortunate because he showed a lot of fight there in that first stint, but obviously once that tyre advantage was gone, it looks like BK's pace just dropped off and he sort of slipped back to the midfield where he's been all season. But we'll go back up to Tim and Banana because I don't think Tim is going to want to sit around and miss out on scoring some valuable points, especially when all 3 of his championship rivals are ahead of him.
Absolutely, yeah. So he will, if he can get close enough. I don't know what Banana Cake Pie's tyres are like, if they're any better or any worse.
I'd say slightly worse.
Yeah, just slightly. That's enough for me, really. If you think your competitor's tyres are slightly worse, you'll just still go for it. But he's got to get close enough. That's a critical thing here for Tim. He doesn't need to throw away a top 6 result here. He just needs to methodically get close enough to Banana Cake Pie to try and set a move up, and he doesn't want to throw away a good haul of points.
Yeah, especially when, we've seen the Aston Team Max Speed, they've been struggling all day. Smeg and Tim really doing a fantastic job at dragging their cars up to where they are right now. And we'll just get a quick update on how far away Lunacy is from Ridwan. So it's down to 3.3, so it's gained a second and a half.
Oh boy, game on. I say that's game on. He's got 4 laps to go get him. He's got 3.5 seconds. Game on.
Yeah, I mean, you look at lap 25 there. He gained 7 tenths. Lap 6, he gained 6 tenths. So yeah, Lunacy really pushing this car. He knows a win is within sight. He knows he's faster than Ridwan, and that's the sentence that we haven't really heard many times this season in the commentary box. Ridwan is not the fastest driver on track.
Yeah, it's barely been uttered as he's trying so hard. He's throwing this thing around.
Also, sorry to cut you off here, but Banana Cake Pie, he's dropped down to 7th, and now BK's down his inside. He's dropped into 8th, and you look at the tyres. I think that the Dunlop's just given up on him.
Yeah, I think it has there as well. I think he's just made a mistake, just overcooked it there, and unfortunate for Banana Cake Pie. That's good for if you're BK, the Stone Tail, or Tim for that matter. Tim up into the top 5 here.
But yeah,
max speed, that's really critical for his championship because he's minimising the gap to Ridwan.
Yeah, and I mean that P5 finish there for Banana would have been great for him. It would have been his best finish of the season so far. His current best result this season was P6 in the 3rd Red Bull Ring race. So yeah, that really would have been helpful there for Banana. But unfortunately, just like it was for BK and his tyre situation too, just not meant to be in this feature race, as BK is still going to try and catch up to the Stone Tail. And I suppose towards the end of the race, we'll see how that one unfolds. But Lunacy, in the last lap, he's gained 4/10 on Ridwan.
Alright, that's critical now. It's just about under, what is it, 3 seconds or so? So
we'll get the update. We'll get the official update. 2.6.
2.6. Okay. Now he's going to require
a real hardy drive from Lunacy to get this one done. But if anyone can do it, it's the Season 3 Drivers' Champion. The number 1 is on that car for a reason.
Yeah, he's showing it here. He is driving the absolute wheels off that WRX to get within Ridwan. Where he's strong is in Sector 1. It's where he gains a lot of his time in comparison to Ridwan. Basically, down to the braking performance of the WRX and also the fresher tyres. It just helps. Whereas Ridwan's tyres they appear to be just about heading towards the cliff here.
Yeah, and Ridwan's slowing down. It looks like he's trying to serve some form of penalty, and the gap's gone down a lot.
Penalty. Yep, it has. That's closed down dramatically in that first sector. Game on.
Yeah, it has absolute game on now. We'll get a quick update on that live time. He's down to 1.2 seconds.
He's going to be right on him coming into the last lap, and he can get it within a second. Every reason he can get it down.
I mean, look at the penalty as well. So if Lunacy has a penalty too. So both these drivers will get hit with 1 second penalties.
Yeah, the critical
if they cross the line with them.
Yeah, I reckon they'll both try and serve him going up into turn 2 on the next lap. That's the logical place to do it. Or if you're Ridwan, you might just want to try and kill some now, but get it done as early in the lap so you can go as hard as you want for the rest of it.
Yeah, he really needs to try and do it under braking. Both these drivers do. It's more crucial for Ridwan, but we're about to enter lap 30, the final lap of the race. Can Ridwan get his 8th career win, or will Lunacy get career win number 5 in his final race weekend as a full-time driver for Kennedy Motorsport? But Jack, it is game on.
It absolutely is. BK Lunacy, can he get within striking distance of Ridwan? Ridwan breaks early, killing some of that penalty. Lunacy's right under him. He's going to be right under him here coming into the back half of this lap. Ridwan runs a little wide. Lunacy's keeping it square off the corner. He's not having to use as much of the road as Ridwan. That demonstrates how good this WRX is and how much tyre life he's got in comparison to him. Now, can he get close enough to make a move?
Ridwan's wide.
He's running wide now. Lunacy's going to tuck right under that rear wing of that SLS. Can he get the move done down here? Just not quite close enough. Can he get a run through here though? There's overtaking opportunity next quarter. If
he's going for it. He did it on curving before.
He's going to get it. Oh,
contact!
They've touched.
And Lunacy hasn't sped up, and he's let Ridwan by. That's great level of sportsmanship there, Lunacy. If he wanted to get that race win, he wanted to do it right. So he got the overtake done, although there was contact between the two. So Ridwan back in the lead.
Ridwan's going to get this. I don't think Lunacy's close enough. That was his chance, and he's done the sportsman thing there, but you got to feel for Lunacy. But Ridwan, what a drive.
Race win number 7 of the season.
The championship leader strikes back. Curving Texas rounds out your top 3.
Smeg in 4th. Tim is going to get 5th there.
That's big for his championship hopes there. The Stone Tail will around the final corner in P6. BK just couldn't quite get to him there. BK in 7th. Banana Cake Pie, disappointing there for him as he decides to spin across the line there.
Banana Josh will get 9th. He's been very, very quiet today, Banana Josh has, and it really has reflected just the inconsistent up and down season he's had as KD. Another solid top 10 result which will contribute to the team's championship. But look at that, Blocky and Jamo not far behind, so pretty tight there for the top 10. And Prying Stingray, a man who just 10 laps ago we were talking about a potential race winner, and now he will cross the line in P13.
Yeah, that's hard luck for him, but the thing is, there is a bright spot. There's a bright side to it. He will start towards the front of the grid for the sprint race.
Exactly, and you see Kane right there in front of him. He will cross the line in position 14, and that is all for the feature race.